Well, you're going to think this is either a really out there knife or just the most fantastic outer space, not really outer space, outlandish knife in the past month, year. I don't know. This is Jelly Jerry at his best for TwoSun, and I think you're either going to love this knife or you're going to turn the page real quick. We'll find out. But what we have here today is the Sultan Scimitar. Look at that outrageous blade. Unbelievable. I love everything about this knife. I wasn't sure about getting it. Yes, it's a D2. TwoSun's been doing a lot of that lately. I don't know if there's a shortage of Sandvik or what the deal is, but we got a lot of D2 knives being introduced, and there's some really great designs as well. So, taking a quick departure from the knife, what is it about D2 that's turning everybody off? Well, it's an inexpensive steel. It's been out for a long time. It was some of the first steels used by TwoSun when they started making knives that I'm aware of 5 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe less. And they're kind of back to it again. So either there is a shortage of 14C and 12C, or they want to keep the price down, and I don't know how you can't keep the price down with Sandvik. It's not that expensive as far as I know. And because there's so many super steels out there, we want to see M390, we want to see S90V, you know. We want to see S35VN, although I don't think there's a TwoSun knife yet from S35VN. All right, so that's the departure. The steels are either going to be buzzwords for you, or they are important to you because you like the quality of better steels, because you use your knife, because you sharpen your knife. If you collect the knife and it sits in a drawer, does it matter whether it's D2 or M390? I don't think it's going to matter. They're going to look about the same, and they're going to cut pretty well. D2 is a good sharpenable steel, and I think this one's got a pretty good edge, and if I can remember, we'll do some paper before I wrap it up. And we're going to do some specs. The action is great. It's a frame lock. Got to get past the detent. Just drops just like that. We got a fuller, which can be used for middle finger opening, for rolling it out with your thumb, and for detent likes to lock up, or thumb flicking it out. What I find with the thumb flick, it's got a good enough detent where you can't quite get it up here. You want to get it there. So a little more leverage. But just drops shut, smooth on bearings, wonderful. They used a great micarta on this too, on both sides by the way. And I would call it a deep burgundy. Definitely not a brown, definitely not a red. And you can see that's where it dries out a little bit, and it does seem to be a good quality micarta and not some of that burlap stuff in brown that a lot of you don't like. Decent sized flipper tab, hooked forward slightly and jimped, and nicely jimped, just about right. Fires with light switch, no problem. Will it fire with a push button? Yeah. And not too much discomfort on the finger. Lanyard hole, and let's put the tape to it, because it is not a small knife. So if I go right to the end of the pommel there, 9 inches, and if I go up here like 3.9-ish, go to the cutting edge, almost 4 inches cutting edge, just about there. I get that tape hooked on the blade. In inches, handle thickness 0.55, blade thickness 0.14, Come on. Slipping off everywhere today. 3.7 millimeters. And a weight. Thank you, scale, for the greetings. But let's do it. 5 ounces, 5.06. Call it 5.07. So 5 ounces in about a 4-inch knife. Doesn't make the inch per ounce, but it does not feel at all to be that heavy. It is weight relieved, carved out on the inside, and it is carved out obviously for the inlays. So we got that going for it. There is weight reduction. Our knives are going on a weight reduction diet. The thumb ramp is just unreal. It's just, wow. When your index finger goes in that finger groove there, and you see how nicely it's cut away on both sides and relieved for the liner, for the lock bar. It's got a persistent detent ramp. You really got to get it right about there before she'll close. If you try doing that, it's just going to work its way back. And that'll probably break in a little over time. You see that spring right back? Right there. So you may or may not like that. For me, it's not a big deal. I mean, get it that far, shake it, and it's in. Beautiful, sweeping, swooping titanium clip. Really classy. And it's got a nice ramp for in the pocket and out of the pocket. A couple of times that I've had it in and out of the pockets worked pretty well. Got a nice solid titanium backspacer about halfway. And internal stop pins. Yes, look at that. Let's light that guy up in there. Yeah. There's your stop pins. Let's take a look at them. If you can see. So we got those 2 racetracks inside there for those pins. And that way we don't need anything there. It's locking up on the frame with pins that are embedded into the blade. So D2 blade, I said it was the Sultan Scimitar, and I got that info from Jelly Jerry himself, who commented on a video I posted of this. The TS number is 209, kind of a lower number when today we're in the upper 300 range, but I think that there may be a bank of numbers that are assigned to designers, but I'm not sure. Got this head stamp like looking pivot. I know a lot of people don't like it. I sort of like it because it looks like a cartridge. What can I tell you? It looks like a cartridge head. And even with that T8 in the middle there, it looks like the primer has been hit. I don't mind it. I don't mind that it says Yangjiang, China. That's where they're made. You know, if it was made in my backyard, I'd want to let you know it's made in my backyard. And Chinese stuff notwithstanding, I think that where a knife is made should be on the knife or whatever. But look at these 2 double swoops here. Starts here and goes all the way up to that peak. And this is very indicative of a scimitar, is that you have that pronounced peak. Also on a lot of Chinese Dao style knives, big ones, swords. And we have that nasty little upturned hook to the point. Pretty decent thickness out to the point. And they did a pretty good job with the inlay, which is almost an onlay because yeah, it rises up just a little bit. I don't think it's necessarily proud of the titanium. Here and there it is. They rounded the piece before they put it in. It meets up pretty well for a $90 knife. Yes, $90. Take 10% off if you use the discount code Old Sword at White Mountain Knives. let's look at some more craziness from Jelly Jerry. Here we have in M390, I will get you the name, which is the TS209. You probably knew that before I did. Another outlandish design. Combination of so many different blade styles, Tonto and drop point and you name it. Bowie maybe, clip point. This one's a beauty, and this is an M390. So maybe one day with popularity they will make the TS209 in M390. But here is another M390 knife, and this is just for size. This is the Vandal, designed by Love Them Knives and Max Tkachuk. And it is just slightly longer than the Scimitar. And it's coming in at 9 1/4, so about a 1/4 inch longer overall. Pretty close, pretty ballpark. And about the same length blade, very close, very, very close. I'd call them identical. Of course, button lock here, and a little more thickness across the beam, and a heavier feeling knife for sure. See, it says Vandal right there if you didn't know. And nice button lock, great work. And LTK is coming out with another new knife too, being produced by, I think, We or Best Tech. How about up against the Griptilian? Up against the Griptilian, whoa, it is bigger by an inch. And the blade about 3/4 of an inch longer. Rat 1. Rat 1 is about 1/2 inch shorter. And with the blade about a 1/2 inch shorter. So there you have your comparisons. It feels great in the hand. It's very light, very responsive. I mean, I could see this as a definite slasher. Oh, and I did say I'd do some paper, so at the risk of botching that, let me do it anyway. Alrighty, so here we go. Paper time. Oh, keep that blade moving. Oh yeah. I'd say it's sharp. The knife can cut, so it's a knife. Look at the height of that flat grind. A very thin and slicey edge. So you may like it for that. D2 or no. Hey, D2 is going to sharpen up, and it's going to stay sharp, and it's not a wonder steel. It's not a miracle steel. Anyway, enough said about D2. You either love it or you hate it, or you're kind of in the middle. But that is the TS, I believe I said 209. Yeah, because now the names are on the blades. 209 and D2. Jelly Jerry. Jelly, great job. Love it. This will stay in the collection. And if you come out with it in M390, I'll probably get that one too. Give me a different micarta insert, or maybe carbon fiber. All right. Hope you enjoyed this video. It was fun for me. Hope it was fun for you. Come on back soon, and don't forget to like it and subscribe. Be back with you soon.